guys, Gregory here, and today we're going to be doing a lesson on the song Can't Help Falling in Love. Now this is a very interesting arrangement of the song because we're going to be strumming the chords of the song, but yet still we're going to hear the melody ringing out while doing so. So it's a very full arrangement of the song that's a lot of fun to play. But we first need to talk a little bit about the right hand technique of strumming that allows us to do just that. So normally when we strum, we tend to just swing the arm to hit some or maybe all of the notes of the chord that we're playing. But in this song, we want to have more of a controlled type of strum where the melody note is the top note of the chord that we play. So I'll give you an example. The song starts, wise men say. So I'm going to play the chords to reflect that melody like this. Right? So you can clearly hear the melody on top of the chord. If I were to just play the chord as if I were playing normally, I don't quite hear the melody the way I just did before. Alright? So let's talk a little bit about the actual technique now. So the technique that we're going to be using is going to feel more like a pushing type of strum as opposed to a kind of swinging type of movement that we usually do when we play along with people. Okay? This is going to give us a lot more control. So to give you an example of what that feels like, I want you to play a C major. And we're going to be strumming from the 5th string, because that's the lowest note of the C, up to the 2nd string. So we are strumming the 2nd string as well, but not the 1st. So we put the pick on the 5th string, and we're going to push the pick through, and we're going to not hit the 1st string. Alright? So that should feel once again like a push and not a swing of the arm. So two things. Well, when strumming down, it's always a good idea to angle the pick a bit up because that helps the pick to glide through the strings a lot easier. We don't want to have the pick too flat because it takes a lot of force to get the pick to go through the strings. And on top of that, you get somewhat of a harsh tone. The other thing is, whenever we're trying to stop the pick, in other words, if we try not to hit, let's say, the 1st string, what we can do is we can allow the pick to rest on the 1st string. We're going to use the 1st string as a type of wall to stop the pick. And usually it feels a bit natural to do this, but we tend to just grip the pick a little tighter when coming down to the end. And you find that it tends to stop right there. Okay? So that is the technique. It's a push strum. We want to angle the pick up. And if it is we're trying not to hit, let's say, the 1st string, we're going to use the 1st string to stop the pick by letting the pick come to rest on it. Oops. Like this. Okay? So there we go, technique. Alright, so let's get into the song now. So it starts on a C major, right? Now we want to strum from the 5th to the 2nd string on the C, so that gives us wise. Next chord is going to be GB. GB looks like this, 1st finger on the 2nd fret, 5th string, and we can use the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, 1st string, and we're going to strum from the 5th to the 1st, and then we go to A minor, strumming from the 5th to the 1st string, say, and then the bar after that. I like to play what you call an A minor 7 over G here. It's quite simple. From the A minor, we just take the 3rd finger off and put it on the 3rd fret, 6th string, and we could strum up to maybe the 3rd string. Right, so we just kind of fill in the space there. And then we have this melody which goes, only, right? So that happens on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, right? And then we play the open 1st string, only. And then we're going to complete this by adding the rest of the fingers for a D minor. So the 3rd finger stays put, and then we have a D minor, right? And then we go to C. We're going to strum from the 5th string to the 1st, rush, and then we hit in G next. So in this song, I like to use just 2 fingers for G, middle finger on the 3rd fret, 6th string, and at least for this G, the 3rd finger is going to be on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. If you want, you could include your 1st finger on the 2nd fret, fifth string like a normal G, but I like to just make it simple and use 2 fingers, right? And for this G in particular, we're strumming from the 6th to the 2nd string. And there's another G after. We're just going to strum maybe up to the 3rd string. We're just trying to fill the space here. And then there's a little melody thereafter, which is the open 3rd string. But, and on the next chord, we're going to F, right? So F, I like to use this small F here. First finger on the 1st fret, 2nd string. Middle finger, 2nd fret, 3rd. And 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 4th string. We're just strumming 2 strings, the 3rd and the 2nd string. And we're going to G again. We just need the middle finger this time because the melody note is the open 2nd string. And then an A minor from the 5th to the 1st string. And D minor, but we're just strumming from the 4th to the 4th to the 2nd string. But then we need to include the open 1st string. There's a bit of a melody going on here. Da, da, da. So what was that? On the D minor, we're strumming from the 4th to the 2nd string. Then the open 1st string, so your 1st finger isn't down yet. And then the 1st finger comes down on the 1st fret, 1st string. So we get falling in. Then we go to C, 5th to the 1st string. Love. And then G, middle finger on the usual spot. 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. With. And then C from the 5th to the 2nd string. U. Now if this is the first time we play in the verse, we would need to play G again here, which is normal G but up to D. Let's say up to the 3rd string. Not really part of the melody here, it's just filling that bar with a chord. Okay? So that G in particular, we play that on the 1st verse, which starts over the verse again. But when we play it the 2nd time, and you will notice from listening to the performance video that I did, or rather watching the tab, we should go to a B7, which takes us to the chorus. Alright? So the B7 looks like this. We're going to use our shortened version of B7. Middle finger on the 2nd fret, 5th string. 1st finger on the 1st fret, 4th string, and 3rd finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd string. Okay? So this is the chord we're going to use instead of G that would take us to the chorus. And for this one, we're strumming the 5th string to the 3rd, so it's a relatively short strum. Right? That's going to pull us into the chorus. Right? So I'm kind of cutting this video a little short. I don't want to go through the entire song because what we did just now is enough to kind of get you moving along, right? You can use the tab to kind of complete the song. So we're on to the chorus now. The chorus starts on E minor. Now this one you have to be a little careful about. We're just going to be strumming the bottom 2 strings of the E minor. Now I also want you to use your middle and your 3rd finger for the E minor because it's going to make going to the next chord a bit easier. The next chord is B7. So if we use the middle and the 3rd finger, it's going to make change in between E minor and B7 constantly a bit easier. So it starts on an E minor and we're only strumming the bottom 2 strings, the 6th and the 5th. Right? And then we're going to pick the 4th, 3rd, 2nd. And that should sound like this. Like a river. Right? Like. So 2 strings. And then the 4th, 3rd, 2nd. Like a river. And then we go to B7. And we're going to strum 3 strings of the B7, the 5th to the 3rd, flows. And then the same thing again, E minor, start at the bottom 2, surely to the B7, same thing, 5th to the 3rd, C, back to E minor again, bottom 2, and then the rest, Bing, so it, B7, same thing, those, right? And then from here we're going to strum E minor, but up to the 3rd string this time. Some things, and we want to hit the open E. So at this point I've arranged it in such a way that I've started to add in a couple more bass notes to give the song a bit of a push. So when we strum this E minor here, we want to just hit the open E again. So it kind of fills the space and gives the song a bit of a push. All right. So we have something, bass, and we're just going to take the middle finger off, and this would count as an A minor here. And this is more of a picking part. So you pick in 5th string, 4th, 3rd, 4th. So those two chords give us this part of the song. Some things, bass, are meant to, right? So your 3rd finger should be on the 2nd fret, 4th string at this point. We're just gonna slide the 3rd finger across to the 3rd fret, and the middle finger goes down on the 3rd fret as well, but on the 5th string. And we just strum in those two strings, the 5th and the 4th, B, add a bass after, and then we just move the middle finger down to the 6th string on the 3rd fret, and we're strumming up to the 3rd string, E, and a bass note after, and then we start over on the verse. So at this point, you can repeat the verse as you know it, but if you want to take it a step further and create a little bit more movement in the song, keep listening, because we're just going to double up on the bass a little bit to give the song a little bit more of a push, right? So here we go, version 2 of the verse. What we're basically going to be doing is the same thing we did the first time we played the verse, but we're just going to add a bass note after we do the strum. So I'll give you an example. It goes like this. Take bass, my bass, and bass, right? So that gives us a sense that the song is just kind of a bit more intense at that point. So I will explain this again anyway, but I'll be a bit more brief. So we're strumming the C up to the 2nd string, take, and then the bass is on the 5th string, and then GB, 5th to the 1st, my bass on the 5th string, A minor, 5th to the 2nd, and the bass is on the 5th, and then A minor 7 over G. I did not include a bass note here because I wanted to make it easy to play that part. So for the A minor 7 over G, there's no extra bass. We just play it, and then you can take your time to get to the next part. Da da, D minor. You can add a bass note here, 4th string. C, 5th to the 1st, bass, and then G. The 3rd finger is on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. Strum, bass, strum again, maybe up to the 3rd string. Right? No bass note here either on that 2nd G. I try to make it a bit easy, right? And then we have the open 3rd string, open, and then we play an F, just 2 notes, bass on the 4th string, G, open 2nd string, bass, A minor, bass, D minor, 4th to the 2nd string, no bass note here, we play in the open 1st string, 1st fret, so that's falling in, and then C, 5th to the 1st, love, bass, G, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret 2nd string, with bass, and then C, U, bass. Now if we come into the end of the song, if we decide to end the song here, we need to play a C7, which kind of feels like something is going to repeat. So the C7, we just add the pinky to the 3rd fret, 3rd string, and we strum from the 5th to the 3rd string, and we can add the bass notes again, and then we go back to the part with the F, but we need to hit the open 3rd string first, and then the F, 2 fingers, at least 2 fingers, I, bass on the 4th string, G, open up from the 6th string to the open 2nd, can't, bass, A minor, 5th to the 1st, L, bass, D minor, 4th to the 2nd string, falling in, no extra bass there, C, La, 5th to the 1st, and then the bass, G, 6th to the 2nd string with the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret 2nd string, with bass, and then finally one strum on C up to the 2nd string, U. Alright, so that pretty much covers the parts of the song. So we can do it in that order if you want to, but the song actually goes 2 verses back to back, chorus, verse, chorus, verse. And then there's this last piece where it repeats a part of the verse. But we can always arrange songs how we want. We don't have to play the entire thing, but you have what you need to play this song in its entirety. My advice is use the tab that comes along with this video to see exactly what I'm explaining so that it makes sense for you to play the song however you want. You can learn the entire song or you can learn an abridged version of it. But all in all, it's a fun way to play the song, and take my advice and practice this in small bits. Practice maybe 2 bars at a time. Usually the hardest part of learning a song like this is moving between chords. So slow everything down, don't rush it, and have fun. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, share, and subscribe. You know the thing, it will help me to grow. This is something new I'm doing for 2022, so I would appreciate it if you do that. Now, I originally intended this video to be something for Valentines. It's in about a week from now, so it's a really good thing to share with your friends. If you know anyone that plays guitar, they may want to learn a song like this as well for Valentines. So enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.